You touch plastic before you even open your eyes in the morning. Your alarm clock, your phone, the cap on your toothpaste, the liner inside your coffee maker, the steering wheel you grab on the way to work. Plastic is so woven into American life that most of us have completely stopped noticing it. But here's a question nobody's asking out loud. What if it was all just gone? Not recycled, not replaced, just vanished, overnight. I'm not talking about a minor inconvenience. I'm talking planes falling out of the sky, hospitals shutting down, every city in the country going dark all within hours. But here's the twist. Plastic isn't going anywhere. And maybe, just maybe, that's not entirely the problem we think it is. Let's be real for a second. America has a complicated relationship with plastic. We hate it when we see it washing up on beaches in footage from the Pacific. We cringe when we read about microplastics showing up in human blood. We put those little recycling symbols on everything and feel good about it. But here's a number that should make you stop scrolling. Only 10% of all plastic ever produced has been recycled. 10%. The other 90%? Landfills, incinerators, or floating somewhere in the ocean right now. Between 1 and 8 million tons of plastic enters our oceans every single year. It's getting into the food chain. It's getting into us. And yet we use more plastic today than ever before. More packaging, more electronics, more medical devices, more construction materials. So before you decide plastic is the villain here, let's play it out. What actually happens the day plastic disappears? It starts small. Your alarm doesn't go off. The casing is gone. You reach for your phone, vanished. You stumble to the bathroom toothbrush, shampoo bottle, contact lens case, all of it, gone. You open the fridge. The door seal is missing. Everything inside spoiled hours ago. The milk carton collapsed into a puddle on your floor. You step outside. And that's when it hits you. The whole city is dark. See, almost every power line in America is wrapped in plastic insulation. Without it, those lines don't just stop working, they short out. Cause fires. Take down the entire grid. From New York to LA, the lights go out at once. And those planes you hear overhead? The ones mid-flight right now? Modern aircraft use hundreds of pounds of plastic components, seals, panels, tubing, fuel systems. Without them, those planes aren't landing. They're going down. Hospitals go next. No IV bags, no syringes, no sterile packaging, no ventilators, no dialysis machines. In a country that already struggles with healthcare access, this isn't just a crisis, it's a catastrophe. We didn't lose a convenience, we lost civilization. So, yeah, getting rid of all plastic overnight, worst idea in human history. But staying on the current path, that's not working either. Here's what they don't teach you in school. Plastic isn't one thing. It's a category like meat or metal. There are dozens of types, each with completely different chemical makeups, and they can't all be recycled the same way. You've seen those little numbers in the recycling arrows on the bottom of your containers. Those are resin identification codes. They run from 1 to 7. The lower the number, generally the easier it is to recycle. A number 1 plastic water bottle? Fairly simple to process. That's the good stuff. But that styrofoam cup from your diner breakfast? That's a number 6. Almost no recycling facility in the US handles it. It goes straight to a landfill. Every time. Now, recycling itself falls into 2 methods: mechanical and chemical. Mechanical recycling is what most of us picture: sort the plastic, shred it, melt it, reshape it. But it's expensive. It's messy. One contaminated batch, say, somebody's ketchup-covered bottle that didn't get rinsed can ruin an entire load. Because of these limitations, only types 1 and 2 get recycled at any real scale in America. Everything else? Trash. We've invested billions into making plastic smarter, stronger, and cheaper to produce, but almost nothing into figuring out what happens after we throw it away. That's the gap, and that's where the real solution has to live. But here's where it gets interesting, because someone actually cracked this. Just across the border in Ontario, Canada, a company called Aduro Clean Technologies has been quietly building what might be the most important recycling technology of our lifetime. They call it hydrocatalytic technology, or HCT for short. And unlike regular recycling, HCT doesn't just melt plastic down and reshape it. It breaks plastic apart at the molecular level. Here's the process. Take plastic waste any type, doesn't matter, shred it up, mix it with water, a catalyst, and a hydrogen source, and run it through a reactor. What you get on the other end is high-purity liquid oil. Oil that can be turned back into brand new plastic or used as fuel. It operates at lower temperatures than traditional chemical recycling, which means less energy, lower costs, and a smaller carbon footprint. And here's the part that really matters. Most plastic in America is made from fossil fuels, oil, and natural gas. Every time we make new plastic from scratch, we're pulling more out of the ground and releasing more greenhouse gases. Aduro's technology breaks that cycle. You're reusing what already exists. You're keeping fossil resources in the ground. They've spent 12 years developing this, locked down 8 patents, and they're now scaling up to commercial operations, moving from their pilot plant to full industrial scale. This isn't a lab experiment anymore. This is happening. If this technology gets the investment and infrastructure it deserves, it could completely flip how America handles plastic waste. Instead of a one-way trip to a landfill, plastic becomes a resource that keeps cycling back into use. That's not a recycling bin, that's a circular economy. So here's the bottom line. Plastic isn't the villain. Our relationship with it is. We built a system that's incredible at making the stuff and completely terrible at dealing with it once we're done. Getting rid of plastic overnight doesn't save the planet. It ends modern life as we know it. But ignoring the problem and hoping a blue bin fixes it, that's not a plan either. The answer is smarter. It's technology like what Aduro is building. It's changing the infrastructure around plastic, not just the product. And you can be part of that. There's a link in the description to learn more about Aduro Clean Technologies and how their work is moving forward. Now, since we're in the business of wild what-if questions, next time we're asking, what if we just launched all our trash into the sun? Sounds like a solution. Turns out it's a catastrophe. That story's coming up. If this one got your brain going, hit subscribe. We do this kind of thing every week. And drop your wildest what-if scenario in the comments. You might just see it become the next episode. I'm out. See you next time.